the president has been adamant. He wants this passed by the House, passed by the Senate, even if he disagrees with a little bit of this and a little bit of that, both pass them by August so that then you can all get together and try to strike the grand compromise. There are many in Congress, as you know, who say that's an arbitrary deadline. Among them is Mike Ross. He's one of the conservative blue dog Democrats who says he wants to get this done, and he wants to get it done this year, but
whether we get it done in before August or after August, what's the hurry? We've been trying to do this since Teddy Roosevelt. What's important, I believe, is that we slow down, we get it right, and that we do it this year.
The August deadline has been in almost everything the president has said about this. But when he had the hastily arranged event on Friday, and then again in his weekly radio/YouTube address this weekend, he does not mention August. Is that deadline now off the table?
No, it's still the goal, and we
still
think,
the goal, or
we
still the president's insistence?
We think we can make that. We're working towards that. And we have to remember, there are some who are advocating delay simply because they don't have anything to put on the table. The typical Washington bureaucratic game of, if you don't have a better alternative, just delay in the hope that that kills something, is partly what's playing out here. Not with regard to many members of Congress and senators who are actually actively participating in the debate. That's great. But there are those who are advocating delay just as a desperation move to try to kill this.
I assume you don't include Mike Ross and the Blue Dog Democrats in that group.
He's in the constructive
So there's
group.
A constructive group in the House that says, we'd like a little more time to think this over. There's a group in the Senate, 6 senators sent the president a letter this week, Republicans and Democrats. The Republicans you would very much need to make this a bipartisan plan in the Senate. They say, Mr. President, we want to get there this year. We share your goals, but we need more time.
Well,
why not?
And the discussions are occurring. I mean, with regard to the Blue Dogs, there are discussions over the weekend. Same thing with regard to the Senate Finance Committee. Those are happening, continuing happening today, and they will be ongoing. I think there's a lot of progress, and discussions are quite active.
Let me wrap this up by a couple quick questions. The president said this was his deadline. Now you say it's his goal. That's a softening.
Well, we want to get it done by August, by the August recess, and we think we can.
And on the issue of presidential leadership, there are a lot of people who say they understand the president's strategy at the beginning, but they say this has now frayed to the point where if he wants to guarantee this gets done this year, that he needs to get his hands dirty. And if you talk to people on Capitol Hill, even close allies of this president, they're trying to question the reluctance. And many say that maybe he doesn't want his fingerprints on it now because of the experience of Bill Clinton. It became Clinton care because they put together such a detailed plan and sent it up to Congress. And when it failed, he suffered the big price for it. Is the president too timid to get involved here?
No, I don't think so. And people are reacting too much to the ebb and flow of what's happening on a day-to-day basis. Again, this hasn't happened in 50 years for a reason. It's complicated. Legislative process is working. I think people are sort of reaching judgment about who's going to win the marathon based on who's ahead at like mile 19. Not a good way of judging things. We're making a lot of progress.